someone who's on the forefront of the security space, like what are the biggest challenges the security market will have to face, and especially when it comes to government hacking and the U.S. trying to defend itself from cyber hacking?
Yeah, so this is a never-ending trend. It'll never go away. Yeah. And you can sort of go back to the earliest days of bank robbers to fast forward all the way to now. So I think this the mechanisms of attacks will change because where your assets are placed changed, or what you value has changed.
Right.
So today, for example, your privacy is almost as valuable as your money. Mm-hmm. So this concept didn't exist 20 years ago. Nobody thought that I could take your personal data and somehow monetize it. Mm-hmm. So and over time, there will be other assets that are equally important. For example, sentiment. Who would have thought that sentiment would be a valuable asset? But as you can see from the election hacking concepts that have been talked about, that if I can change your way of thinking,
right,
then I can have an outcome, right? And so this is a security risk too. I mean, who would have thought that changing the way you think is a security issue?
Right.
And of course, then you can go towards hard assets of computers, and those are the classical issues anyway.
Yeah.
If you look at how you will be using compute going forward, you'll be thinking about more wearable devices, right? You'll be thinking of artificial reality. You'll be thinking of self-driving cars. There'll be more automation in your life, and every one of those is a potential target. Mm-hmm. So you can see as some of these trends take shape, as you start using virtual reality in your day-to-day work, and you can imagine the kind of threats that might create.
Yeah.
So that's how the security market will evolve, because it's simply tracking the other trends that are taking shape.
Absolutely. I think someone pointed out a figure that either a significant portion or the majority of all IoT devices on the market right now have already been compromised or hacked. So like as you're saying, as we get more autonomous and connected, I guess what were the security challenges? Like how would we even begin to tackle something that vulnerable as a security standpoint?
Right, and IoT is an interesting one because here you have a concept of the supply chain. So these IoT devices are built all over the world. The components come from all over the world, they get assembled somewhere, software gets written somewhere else. So you can see there's a big supply chain integrity problem. And this will get exploited, and it already has been exploited. You've heard of cameras being compromised. They all had a simple password, and then once these cameras were everywhere, hackers got into them and turned them into a bot army.
Okay.
Right. So you have to.
What is that?
So meaning each camera can be now used to
spy on someone.
Spy and create traffic and do all kinds of things.
Okay.
So you can turn it into a traffic bot, do denial of service, flood the links.
Also, they have control over the traffic signals as well. Okay.
So, right. So this and this is a new phenomenon because only recently have these small cameras become so cheap. With $20 you can buy a camera. Yeah. And now they're everywhere, right? Every house will have 10 of these things.
Right.
And the supply chain of those is not understood. Who built them? Who wrote the software for it?
Correct. Yeah.
So this is a problem because you as a consumer are gravitating towards cost. So you say, hey, this is $20, this is $100. I'm going to get a $20 one, and you're not paying attention to any supply chain issues with that.
Okay.
So that's a problem.
So does it make sense for us to have like a unified protocol or unified software for connected devices?
I think so. So there is a need for regulation, which says all these connected devices must conform to certain standards. Mm-hmm. California just took the first step in that. So they just issued a law recently where each device, if it's compromised, it has to be reported.
Yeah.
So this standardization has to come along. Otherwise, you'll have this vast array of systems that are not conformant, that'll have different types of vulnerabilities, different types of attacks. So yes, I think that's an important step.